Yo, what is up, everybody? We are live for another episode of WrestleSense podcast, the place where everyone has their own WrestleSense. Cheer who you want to cheer, boo who you want to boo, love who you want to love, hate who you want to hate. We're not here to give you match by match, move by move. We're just here to talk about some of the stuff that went down in pro wrestling this past week and what's coming up soon. We got Wally in the building, William Kenna, Andy Price, Jesse Jackhammer, Daniel Barry's here. Good to see you. Monstar sharing it out. Appreciate it. Wally sharing it out as well. Jesse and everybody saying what's up. Love it, love it, love it. We got a decent amount of stuff to talk about. Nothing really to root home to call home for, but we'll see what the opinions of everyone. Everyone has an opinion, and that's good. If we were all the same, it'd be pretty damn boring. So let's bring on the boys and see what's up. We got Doc and CJ in the house.
What's up, guys? What is going on?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, ready to talk some wrestling. You guys ready to talk some wrestling?
Let's get to it.
Yeah, didn't even get a pep talk before the show, but hey,
am I allowed to wear like a different team's gear here?
Whatever you want.
It's football starts tonight. I got Mahomes on a couple fantasy teams, so I got to kind of root for the Chiefs tonight. Sorry,
no Kelsey, I hope.
No, he's out. He's out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I did get him in one league with Mahomes. I don't know how I did that, but I ended up getting Kelsey in like the third round. And Bijan Robinson too. So I got your boy.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do shit. Sorry.
We'll see.
That's you know how as the Atlanta Falcons fans, we're always positive.
Yeah, Wally sympathizes with you out there.
Positive you're gonna lose.
Yeah, every fucking game.
Let's try to make some sense of wrestling. Kelly's in the house. Good to see you. Jamar is here as well. Aaron West. Wheels, you got a big match tonight in LTD. You better be ready. War Games. All right, let's get down to business here.
Wait a minute. Never mind. I was gonna be ornery.
What, you want to be? Would you say you want to be ornery?
I was going to bust Wheels' chops, but it's an E-Fed.
Yeah. He's,
oh, jeez.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants there. So last week we talked about, the big all-in show, and then all of a sudden we had to talk about this guy and being fired. CM Punk, all done. Then we got him leaving just like Roman Reigns. Same picture as he leaves. Is that a sign? People are already reading into it. They want this match already. And I guess we have to address it. This news came out, and we found out that, what CJ said he should have did last week, they done it. CJ, what do you think about the moves of Tony Khan and moving forward?
I think it needed to happen at Brawl Out, and I think moving forward, it's going to be a lot more attractive place for free agents or whatnot to want to go work, because he was a cancer to the locker room. And I mean, don't take that as me talking bad about Phil Brooks. CM Punk was a cancer. I personally haven't had any negative interactions with him, but I haven't had an interaction with him in probably well over 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
what about you, Doc? Do you agree with your boy Monster?
Monster, you're crazy
too. I don't think so.
Can I say something real quick, Doc, please?
Finish your thought.
And I'll let CJ. And I'm not going to show you. Monster. So if Jack Perry should have been punked, or if Jack Perry should have been fired for that by saying, look, it's real glass, cry me a river, then the fucking Young Bucks should have been fired whenever they mocked CM Punk for not being able to hit a fucking buckshot Larry. Eat a dick.
Yeah, true. Good, Monster. I mean,
sorry, Doc.
Doc, your thoughts on the firing and the possibility of what should happen to Jack Perry?
Okay, number one, let's talk about CM Punk. CM Punk, he had more than one strike. He had 2 strikes. He shouldn't even have had 2. He should have had 1. I agree completely that maybe a Brawl Out, if he's the one that threw the first punch, he said. But the thing is, guys, and I've been really looking into this, we have not seen what happened. We physically don't know what exactly happened in both of these events.
True.
Am I saying CM Punk was cheated? No. Am I saying, is there a possibility that there could be another story behind this? Yes. However, lots of people keep things backstage. However, this got out. In the old days, they would lock 2 people in a room and say, fucking settle this. And then we're going to make money off of you because of it. I mean, look at Adam Copeland and Matt Hardy over Lita.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful example. That was an amazing storyline, especially Matt Hardy jumping into the ring out of nowhere. Come see me at Ring of Honor. Blah, 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 blah. Like grabbing the WWE mic and saying it. It just made for good television. However, you start shit the day of the biggest event in your company's history. That's going to put a lot of sour taste into the locker room's mouth. Okay. He said, cry me a river. He walked by. Ignore him. I tell kids all the time during mental health therapy, if you're him bully, ignore him. If they put their hands on you, punch them.
Worse.
In a way, yeah.
He said,
but where I'm going out of this is CM Punk, he exhausted his chances and he paid the price, man. Play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. Jack Perry's been suspended. Who knows what happens after this?
Indefinitely.
Yeah, who knows?
Without pay,
you gotta let it. You gotta let it die out before. It is his first offense. He didn't do anything.
And to reiterate my point, you're gonna get mad over somebody, a young kid who hasn't even lived a part of his life. I'm sure he's dealt with a lot of trauma, of course, but he doesn't know any better. He should. But there needs to be guys to guide him that, like, hey, probably didn't need to do that. But, and again, and I'm not picking on the Bucks. I think they're great. What the Bucks did by mocking Punk not being able to do the buckshot Larry is far worse than someone saying, look, real glass, cry me a river.
Yeah.
If I got mad about every time somebody said something to me that I didn't like, I'd fucking be dead.
Okay. If I could piggyback off of CJ for 2 seconds, because I know, it's football season. But what I'm trying to say is this. there are people out there that, give me shit even, and I'm just a commentator. There's somebody out there right now that is all about, oh, Doc doesn't do this right, or Doc doesn't do this right. Just recently, him and another person won the tag team championships in one of the promotions that I commentate for. I still put him over to the moon, even though he has been sour, he has been nasty, and whatever. My job is to put him over. CM Punk's job that night at Wembley was to go out there and put on one of the best opening matches AEW's ever had to get that crowd riled up, especially with somebody like Samoa Joe. He did that. But before he did that, he went out and made the complete backstage a shit show. And what did everybody talk about? They didn't talk about the record-selling crowd. They didn't talk about how everybody in that fucking ring put 100% of it. No, they're talking about him being a fucking cunt. Goodbye and good riddance.
Yeah, and this time there was cameras, but I still don't think we'll ever see those cameras.
You're not going to see it because it's all legal stuff. But
yeah.
Anybody who is not on Punk's side has said that it doesn't put him in the greatest of light.
Well,
take that for what you will.
Yeah. Now, they actually also said that his contracts were
because he's an employee.
He has an employment contract as well as independent contractor working for that company as a wrestler. So
you want to see something amazing? Power. You want to see something amazing? Watch this. Come here. What did you say to me when I told you CM Punk was fired?
Good.
All right, that's a 9-year-old.
So I think we're
9-year-olds even realizing this.
Being a manager or being the owner, and I think Monstar definitely has people that are helping him. It's not, Tony Khan is God. He does everything. I'm pretty sure there's other people that help make this.
For fuck's sake, Monstar, CM Punk kicked the VP of Talent Relations out of fucking Collision.
Yeah, I mean, these are larger than life egos. These competitors, it's going to happen.
I forgot about that.
They're just handling it bad, and it had to be done. I mean, whenever the news came out that he was vicious directly towards Tony in front of other people or whatever, lunging at him or whatever. Now that's where I think it crosses the line from what Tony actually said. He feared for his life, whether he feared for his life completely or not.
I mean, that's a little bit of a crock of shit, but I get it.
It's still a physical threat towards your boss.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are going to still have a job after that?
Yeah, you got a point there. If I went after my boss, I'd be out that day. And so would CJ, so would you. It's just what it is. I will say Monstar has one good talent relations manager. I see where he says needs to happen, and that is Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
If I'm throwing anybody backstage to keep that to keep the stable rounded up, I'm putting Eric Bischoff in there.
So
Eric Bischoff had control.
Yeah. The fear
regardless what go ahead.
Comment that I've heard is because of the legal reasons. If this goes to trial, if this goes to some kind of legal stuff, and they go back and say, well, why didn't you say you were scared for your life or anything like that? So I think he needed to say that he was in trouble or feared for, physical harm because they let him go with cause. This isn't just
with
things
cause,
aren't working.
With cause is a pretty important part of this that I myself didn't know a whole lot about, but I was listening to a little bit of Fightful on the way home from physical therapy. And with cause means that they probably will not have to pay out the remainder of his contract. So you have to have sufficient evidence to terminate somebody with cause.
Yeah.
So he did something.
Cover your ass. They always have to. So it did happen. He's gone. So
and if he does go to WWE, I hate to say it, but the way they have a hold on their locker room, he's not going to get away with much. He's not going to be a man. He's going to be a spectacle. He could be like where Rock comes in, does his thing, and then leaves. I can see that happening.
Do you see him going to WWE? I mean,
I don't.
I do.
Series in Chicago. You get him a 6-month contract from Survivor Series to Mania. He gets the Mania match. Maybe it's Seth for the world title, and you still got Roman Cody. I could see feasibly, but like you said, do you want that in your locker room?
No, you don't. But
it's going to make money.
It's going to make money, and people are going to go nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, I did this with Hulk Hogan. I do this with CM Punk too. I love the character Hulk Hogan. When I grew up, I loved the train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, stuff like that. And after I got to know who Terry Bollea was, I'm kind of like on the okay. I still like Hulk Hogan, but Terry Bollea, he needs some soul searching. Same thing with Phillip Brooks.
Hogan, I guess, has apparently been doing some soul searching because I've just found a little tidbit of information that today he's 8 months free of opioids and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. I mean, it's never too late to turn your life around. It really isn't.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
We'll see how the Hulksters hangout karaoke nights go. Let's see. That'll be his ultimate test. We'll see what happens there.
Uh-huh.
But
especially with the bushwhacker.
Mr. Phil Brooks, CM Punk, it doesn't look bright. I mean, there's already rumors EC3, the new NWA champ, wants him to fight him over there once. So money's still out there if he ends up wanting to fight anywhere. But does he want to fight for 60 people? We talked about it last week.
Here's the problem with WWE. One, you guys have both already said it. Are you going to do that to your locker room? And there's going to be probably more people than not that do not want him there.
Triple H mainly won.
Oh, he would have. I would have a conversation with him if I were Triple H.
Yeah, that's what. And there's thousands of people that will follow this Phil Brooks guy no matter what he does. And buy tickets and buy his merchandise no matter what he
It's
does.
all over Facebook right now. There's a guy who ran a promotion that I'm not gonna get into what the promotion was. I'll tell CJ later. But he ran a promotion and all it's been has been pro Punk all week. And he said, I didn't waste my time. I watched football. I said, that's a shame because it was a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which meaning all
already
out.
Reporting he's already in WWE. They're already reporting it all over the internet.
Here's the last thing I will say about this, and then can we please move on?
Yeah.
Because I'm already over it.
Me
and
too.
I'm sure a lot of other people are.
Sorry, I got winded, guys.
No, it's just the headline, though. This is the fucking headline. Like you said, Doc, we've had great matches, all in, all out, payback, and we're not talking about that because of him.
And I mean no disrespect by this whatsoever towards any wrestling fan. Put wrestling aside. Would you let somebody else in your life that is not CM Punk have this much control and make you go fucking nuts about your everyday life that's all you gotta fucking sit around and talk about? And if you would, you need to do some soul searching. And I mean no disrespect by that, but why are people so invested in someone that you probably really personally truly don't give a fuck about?
No, exactly.
And I hate to tell you this, guys.
Retarded.
He's doing an interview for Sports Illustrated, so we will hear his side eventually. And they said it's supposed to be explosive. So
and again,
there you go, people.
Sides to every story.
Exactly.
Tony Khan's and the truth.
Yeah, we're going to talk about several reasons here in these other slides why I will not miss him. So let's move on.
It is
Here's one of them right here, actually. You're not going to be able to see this. This is all of Orange Cassidy's win.
Yes. Awesome.
Every one of his wins as a champion.
Hell of a run for him. Hell of a run.
Amazing run. Talk about making yourself a star by putting on quality matches against great opponents.
And giving that title noticeability, giving that title prestige. That's what Orange Cassidy did, man. He did it the right way. God bless him.
I feel the same way.
Congrats, Orange.
I mean, Moxley getting the title now, too. I mean, I can't really complain about it, but,
No, not at all.
If someone's going to take it, it's the guy who it seems like whenever Punk does something dumb, this guy kind of comes to the rescue, and he's been there since.
Not as much as Danielson now.
I'm getting there. There's 4 or 5 of them reasons why.
Let's talk about John Moxley for 2 seconds. Let's talk about him for 2 seconds here. The simple fact is he has bared the AEW flag since he set foot on the soil, and he hasn't stopped. He has canceled vacations. He still hasn't taken his damn vacation. He's came back right after his wife had the baby. He has done so much. He's gone to rehab, come back, did what he had to do, explained himself to the crowd, and got back to business. John Moxley, that right there, that's a star.
One major reason we don't
real
need
worker
CM
right there,
Punk
man.
Star aside, John Moxley is a fucking professional.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what people didn't realize, He didn't bleed in that match.
No, he didn't, which even told a better story.
I mean, there was blood on his arm. I thought he was cut, but that was
No, it was oranges.
That's all
Yeah.
oranges, man. And
I
the thing
thought it
was
was his. But that's
think
the thing.
about
Everyone says all he does is cut himself. All he does is cut himself. He's a
He-
deathmatch performer. Most of the time, yes, he's going to bleed. I don't know.
but man, like I said, they told that story so well, those two, and they made that main event watchable and just amazing. It kept you on the edge of your seats.
It was
Perfect.
phenomenal. I
Yep.
agree. I agree, man. How about Lana, CJ Perry showing up, and they didn't like hug and miss each other. I think they're
I love
carrying
it.
the story over. I kind
I
of
love
dig
it.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna end up with Hobbs? Is she gonna go with Hobbs? We got Bobby Lashley again.
Oh no, I hope no. I hope actually you see these two reunite. I just think that Miro,
They will.
yeah,
They gotta tease it.
God's
I
telling him God's champion's telling him to walk away right now. God's telling him to walk
for
away.
him to be like, he
Walk
didn't
away,
want her
champ.
there. That was hilarious. I loved it. And they haven't even figured out a name for her yet. They don't know if they're going to call her CJ Perry or they're definitely not calling her Lana.
Flexible wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it said on the screen that, I was like, you got to be shitting me. They put hot flexible wife on the screen.
yes, it was awesome. I was excited for it. I'm excited for it. I'm glad that we got to see somebody else premiere here, in AEW. Everybody loves a pop-up surprise, and I thought it was really good.
Speaking of pop-up surprises, great segue. I think bringing Bryan Danielson back was fucking genius. Perfect timing. And this match with Starks was solid gold, in my opinion. Strap matches are already, and I've seen some interviews over the week. I think Cody was doing an interview about a strap match, and he's like, yeah, think about it. There's a collar around your neck. Every time you get thrown in the ropes, every time you can get jerked the wrong way, that's your neck. And
It was on
each
their
other.
wrist.
Yeah, they protect themselves too. Well, that's a collar match. This is a strap match.
Yeah,
I'm just saying these types of matches. And when he put it around his neck right here, this picture, I don't think I've ever seen someone sell the end of a pass out as good as this was.
Yeah,
I mean, you
Starks
can
did a
look
really
at the
good job.
color in his face.
He fought it for a while. Looked like his eyes were going to bulge out, and he just didn't fall over. He like dwindled. It looked super realistic. And I mean, Starks is a star, and so glad to have Danielson back. Danielson didn't throw one punch with that arm the whole match.
Didn't need to. But
That-
He
I
got
didn't
the
even notice
shit beat
until
out
he
of him
said that
with
after,
that strap. That strap, taking those headshots with the
Yeah.
strap though. Oh my god,
They used the strap a lot, but I loved it, and I
It was a
love seeing
phenomenal
Danielson
match.
back. He's another one that's making me easily forget CM Punk. Another one's making me forget him. Samoa Joe, man, he's great in Twisted Metal too. Please watch it. I'm still watching it. Really, I love it. Samoa Joe's really good in it. It's hokey, but that's what I like about it. But Samoa Joe revisiting the old push with MJF. He's in the tournament. Kind of screams we're going to see Joe and Punk at Grand Slam. What do you guys think?
You're not going to see Punk at Grand Slam, but
I
you
mean,
could hope.
MJF.
yeah, MJF.
Don't get
and
him out of
Joe,
my mind.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it was-
happen.
The meat slapping. Oh, they even have a meat shirt now
Yes,
because
they
of Hobbs and Miro. The dynamic, I'll still say it. People are giving me shit for it. MJF and Adam Cole. I'm enjoying it more right now than the Bloodline. Hashtag better than the Bloodline.
You're not alone.
I really right now. I'm not saying overall. I'm getting a lot of shit for that all over the place, but
Well, guess
I'm not-
what?
I'm not talking overall. I'm talking about right now.
Most wrestling fans, no offense, are very fickle.
True, as Brian Danielson used to say, fickle.
Such a good word. Go ahead.
Let's get to the wrestling of All Out. I mean, this first match we didn't. I mean, I think this one didn't really say much. This one added towards the end, but the Danielson match is what I really care about. Let's look
Audio sucks eggs. Best shirt ever. Well, not ever, but that was a great shirt.
Shut up, Echo. Sorry, I must have said Echo or something.
And you just said it again.
Her name is Echo. It's not Alexa. It's Echo.
Echo. Okay.
She hears me. All Out. Overall, I liked it. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like not that great of a hype. We got all the matches in like 1 week. Let's start with your boy Shane Taylor. Would you think? How do you think he did? CJ, how do you think?
I was like doing other things. I was at a friend's house for a little fantasy football party, so I was like watching, but not entirely watching. I heard it went very well.
I loved it. I thought Shane went out there, took advantage of a roughed up Joe from MJF. He brought it, man. He brought it. I'm so proud of him as a friend that has been, with him since he started. Like when he started out in RWA, man, he was just a phenomenal athlete. Just the size of him and everything, and just to see him go toe to toe, in my eyes, one of the greatest of all time. Samoa Joe, it was a great matchup. Unfortunately, he showed up on the losing end, but that's not the last you've heard of Shane Taylor when it comes to AEW or Ring of Honor.
He definitely showed up. That's
definitely showed up.
We
yes.
talked about Hobbs and Miro, talked about Orange and Moxley. Takeshita getting a win over Omega now got basically 2 pins on him. I love that angle that they're going with it.
It's good storyline wise, and it does a lot more for Takeshita.
Yes.
Than it hinders Kenny Omega.
Well, in Kenny Omega, another reason I can easily forget CM Punk. There's plenty of them. The women's match, we kind of thought Statlander was going to win.
I like the Toni Storm stuff. I think she's doing some of the best work of her career right now. But
throwing shoes at Renee and stuff like that.
I love the shoe throws.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got a character now, and she's got a hold of it pretty good. And we talked about it last week too. Nigel really helped get it over on commentary too, on what that type of character is for maybe some younger fans or that don't know the Marilyn Monroe's and Elizabeth Taylor's of the world.
Watch the Netflix movie about Marilyn Monroe, and you will see the Toni Storm character within that. She was very manic. She's on pills and shit. But the simple fact is she was always very anxious, very, just like how Toni Storm is portraying her in these promos. So just, if you can, watch it. It's called Blondie. It's on Netflix. Go ahead.
Great. It is definitely worth pointing out Toni Storm's character work lately. So the only reason I put this up, we're kind of jumping around. We just talked about Toni Storm and the girls. Dennis Rodman's appearance, I think he shouldn't have tried to do a choke slam.
No,
it was like Snoop Dogg's splash. God bless him, because he still loves wrestling, obviously, but it was kind of like a shove to the ground more than like a choke slam or whatever he was trying to do. But he looked old too, really old.
Well, I mean, because he is.
Yes. That's probably why he looked old.
He's still trying to get his millions and millions of dollars back from that crazy woman that stole them all. If you don't believe me, watch Rich and Shameless on TNT. They'll tell you all about poor Dennis Rodman.
Last night's Dynamite, what I really want to talk about is the tournament, so I might as well just get to that. We got some good work with MJF on the mic is always fun. Hangman's little situation as well. And so now Nick Wayne and Darby Allin fight tomorrow.
No,
they fought last night, and it was a phenomenal match.
It's the other two on the other side. I already know who wins, but it looks like it's going to be Joe and either Darby or Strong. Strong has the storyline with the MJF and Adam Cole type thing to get him into the finals, but I can't see anybody but Samoa Joe coming out of this because they're
going to be Joe and Roger.
You think?
I think it's going to be Joe and Allen. I think it's going to be Joe and Darby again. We're going to have that match because Joe crushed him last time, if I remember correctly. So everybody's going to be like, man, this is where Darby gets him. I think that Joe is the guy that Darby chases and never gets a win against. There's always that one. I
know Darby's your guy, but storyline wise, it makes sense for it to be whoever in Roderick Strong. And it should be Joe because of how the Adam Cole stuff is.
Plus, we're building to a Grand Slam main event. And as much as Roddy's a good wrestler, him versus MJF wouldn't pull as much as Joe MJF at this point.
No, exactly. So, especially with all the history backstory. Everybody's seeing that video now on YouTube. Yeah.
I love tournaments. I fucking love them. That's what I love about Tony Khan. I mean, a lot of people give him shit about stuff. I just think he's a weird dude who loves wrestling and has shitloads of money. I don't have very many problems with Tony like most people do.
I don't either.
He's doing what most of us would do if we had our hands on that much money and this much talent and the facilities to run a wrestling place.
I like tournaments, but I would also, being more catered to, even with my own professional career, behind the scenes and storyline wise, I would like to know why these exact people were chosen to be in the tournament.
That would be good.
How were they picked?
Yeah.
Why were they picked?
Yes. That would be a good. They could easily put one little segment to show why they're picked. If they want to go back to the records, because they haven't shown those in a while, they were saying in the beginning those were going to make a lot of sense here, and they don't really harp or talk much about the records anymore. But there's a lot of holes in trying to do a sport that's predetermined with records. So I get why they tried it, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
We're going to switch paces here from AEW over to WWE and talk about a little bit of what's going on over there. We got new tag team champions at Payback. My only worry is, and I really like the Judgment Day. I will put them also hashtag better than the Bloodline right now, because there's not much going on with the Bloodline first and foremost. But what did you think, CJ, about? Is it too much like when the Bloodline had all the belts? These guys got all these belts, or
no? I think it is completely different.
Fair. And what do you think about them being the champs and where Judgment Day sits right now?
I think they earned that very spot with them having all the titles, and I really enjoyed. It wasn't on Payback. I think it was on Raw. The promo that Dominic did with who was it? With Jay Uso, trying to get him into the Judgment Day. It felt like really sincere. We all know it's not going to go down, but it just showed a new facet of how Dom is growing in his wrestling career to me.
Doc, new tag champs. What'd you think about the two that are kind of bumping heads in the crew, end up pulling it together, find a way to be the champions?
Yeah, they threw me for a loop for this because I really thought like they were going to win tonight. I really thought the Judgment Day was going to win and Rhea was going to lose because of the simple fact that Rhea said whoever doesn't come with gold. And then, she threw the challenge out there and everybody accepted. Now, do we see JD McDonough get into the Judgment Day? That's the question.
And Rhea, I've heard rumors of Rhea Becky towards Mania. Do you guys think that's a big enough match with those two?
I think it'd be a phenomenal matchup, especially what she's shown.
Becky's probably about to become the NXT Women's Champ for a week or two or a month or whatever, and lose it again. I think she will because she's never held.
I think she needs to.
They're rubbing that in that she.
Yeah.
They keep bringing it back up that, hey, I'm sorry that I said you were NXT champion. She wasn't.
Yeah, she does for her own good to say that she's held the women's championship.
Well, let's talk about that. Grand Slam status, right?
Yeah.
Finn Balor. Yeah. Now, that's legit. That's 4 different championships, right? And that's amazing because that shows you're not just a one-hit pony. Just one. You could do
one trick pony,
more than just, Intercontinental title. You can win the big one, too. But this right here, this is not a Grand Slam. This is not a Grand Slam. The World Championship, the SmackDown, the Raw, I don't count that as a Grand Slam.
Wait, did she have the tag belts? Yeah, she had them all. So what do you?
Isn't that the NXT champ at the top and tag? But how do you count the WWE World Championship, the Raw, and the SmackDown? That's like it's diluted to me. You're giving her 3 different championships. Those are all the championship.
And then she should be the Grand Slam champ. She's a Grand Slam champion, so there's nothing to argue.
By this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't put an asterisk.
I think she's great. I'm not knocking her at all.
She held them all. I don't know what the fuck the problem is.
Because they're counting 1, 2. The three of those titles are basically the women's championship. That's my complaint. It's not her. It's the fact that they don't have one championship for the women over the past however many years. I was never
still Grand Slam because NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and
I was never a fan of the Grand
I'm not disagreeing with your thought process on it, but I'm not going to put an asterisk.
No, she's still great. I'm not going to discredit her at all. It's just I've never been a fan of more than one world champion. I don't even like the fact that ROH champion is still on. Claudio. They need to separate those two more. Does Joe really need the TV title and ROH is going for the world championship? It's like I wasn't a big proponent of that at first. I didn't care if they had belts from other championships because they honored the New Japan titles, the AAA titles. But in AEW, it's like, what are we doing with ROH?
Mm-hmm.
I just want more from it. I want more from ROH, I guess. Shinsuke losing, attacking him afterwards. Wasn't on TV. They did an exclusive.
I saw it.
Is he going to get a rematch?
I don't know. I think.
Oh, did you go, CJ?
Yeah, I did. I think Shinsuke should have gone over.
Me too.
Just my opinion.
Me too. But it seems like if they're going to continue this, you think he's going to get a rematch? He's going to get another
shot?
Well,
there was the promo Monday that Shinsuke was like Seth was going to give him, and Shinsuke said no, which makes absolutely zero sense to me.
I
Blaze,
guess it's
did you go too, or who all
no, I
went?
didn't. I did not go. It's just a wait and see thing. I do like the more vicious Shinsuke character.
I
Though.
didn't even get to watch Payback. I had to watch highlights, so I was already, I went, I was booked.
I mean, overall, Payback and All Out, I enjoyed both. I wouldn't knock either one. I'm not putting one or against each other or one better than the other. I enjoyed both. I didn't think I would. I was more skeptical this weekend than I was last weekend because the Payback, this card didn't really anything really jump out and say I can't wait for that match.
This was a really good fucking show. Besides Rhea and Raquel, I thought left a lot to be desired, and I felt the same way about Shinsuke and Seth.
Yeah, and that's my whole point. I'm pleasantly surprised. I liked being pleasantly surprised and enjoying Payback. And it was a well balanced show. Like Triple H said, he didn't want to add the Gunther match that we're talking about soon and other matches because he didn't want to dilute the show. I think it was well paced. I think it was good matches up and down. You got a little bit of everything. I enjoyed Payback.
Oh, thanks, Kelly. I have Payback, or I have Peacock, so it's all good. CJ, how are your seats?
Where'd you sit at? You get good seats?
211.
Cool.
Nice.
211. They were up high, but
hard cam, but up top.
Did you end up with two beautiful women like you did at AEW?
No, I wish. I was with a former boss of mine, and had it not been for me not seeing him in quite a while, I wouldn't have even gone. So
now here's an
boss
angle.
Isn't bulky, is he?
No, that wasn't
okay.
my. Yeah, no.
All right.
This does not excite me at all. Jimmy Uso going to Raw. I don't give two shits. I really don't. It doesn't excite me. Like I wanted something different. I'm still in a wait and see process because I think the all end is Jimmy versus Jay at Mania, and then they all get back together after.
Jimmy didn't go to Raw.
Jay Uso went. Yeah.
Jay.
Wow. Okay. So.
Oh, the reason I put this one up is look how they spelled his name.
Yeah, with 3 M's. Jimmy.
They should have put an N in there, but called him Jiminy.
Well,
Jiminy Uso.
Cody's gonna go. Cody's gonna be on SmackDown.
Yes, that's what I think is gonna be. And this little Jay and Sammy reuniting thing, not bad. I mean, that kind of got me because I enjoyed when Sammy was part of the angle, but I'm still not enthralled in this as much as I used to be.
I love the fact that they gave each other a hug, but Adam Pearce did say there's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be Cody.
It's gonna be Cody.
I think it's gonna be Cody too. But I feel
it's going to be Kevin Owens, and that's going to turn Kevin Owens heel again because he's like, great, this son of a bitch comes back, and I get kicked out. I can't even be with my best friend, so I'm going to go SmackDown, take it out on people. I think I feel it's going to be Kevin Owens, but he said a couple picks, so you could see Kevin Owens and like Cody going. I mean, it could be crazy. They're going to shake things up.
I hope so. We'll see. So we got the Bloodline and the Judgment Day. I still think there's a little. I mean, I know CJ got a good point. It is different. I'm not saying it's the same thing,
completely different.
To me, it's just there are some similarities that I wish were a little bit different. But
you don't have
to have all the gold.
To me, the only similarities is two factions
that have all the gold.
Not all. They have been reminding me of JD McDonough. Do you remember when they had Booker T in the NWO for a brief stint, and Shawn Michaels goes, "I could easily tell what the problem is with you guys as a group," because Kevin Nash is like, "Can you believe this? We can't be going out like this." And what did Shawn Michaels do? Super kicked Booker T right out. So I don't know. It kind of reminded me of those days.
This is another thing that I think just screams, "Hey, I'm not cashing in anytime soon." He gets his own custom. That's just me.
He shouldn't cash in. He's tag champ.
Yeah, true. And why? I mean, why not more gold? Get 4 belts each person or something. I don't know. I like the custom Money in the Banks when they do them. It just screamed to me, "Hey, I'm not cashing in anytime soon." But I love Damian Priest. I would love to see him cash in and actually win. When's the last cash in? Austin Theory didn't win. When's the last time a cash in won?
Probably right before Austin Theory.
Yeah, because he was most of the time they win though in history. Now let's talk about this match here. Crying kids are so great in wrestling. I love when kids cry in wrestling.
Oh, I felt so bad for them, but I get it. I get why they did, and it was good. It was a good
I
story.
think they knew because the girl on the left, she was like on the right, everyone else's left. She was crying and she kind of stopped and looked around and then started crying again. So I was like, I think they were told you got to look upset when Daddy loses and stuff.
I hope he didn't tell them. Fuck that. It's a fucking K fucking fade, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just crying kids are good though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the kids crying. But the match was phenomenal. The match was amazing. Everything that I was hoping it would be, and I wouldn't mind if Gable got another shot at it.
He will.
But they did it for this.
Gunther had to beat the record.
And I would rather Gunther end up finding someone to take that off him so he can make a run for maybe Seth's title or something. Because I doubt they'll put him against Roman. I don't know. But congratulations, Gunther. You got your longest reigning ever. And another thing, just little things that bother me with WWE. I'm sorry. I mean, I love both, but the insulting of your intelligence, like when someone goes away for like a week and it's like, big return next week. Cody Rhodes is back. Oh, he was just here. It's not really bad. But they do. I know why they do it. It's TV. It's advertising. But I think there should be like a statute of limitations. You need to be going for like a month or more before they can make it a big deal for your comeback.
Think you're overthinking there, bro.
No, see, it happens all the time. People leave and they come back 2 weeks later. Like, listen, how long did Jey Uso leave? I'm quit. I'm gone. They should have held that out longer.
Well, agreed, or have him not say that I quit. Deuces.
Have him show up in the crowd for a couple weeks or some dumb shit. Make it look like he really quit and he's an outsider. But you'll have that. That was just me. Let's talk about what happened last Tuesday. Did you guys see this at all?
I didn't. I was not feeling the greatest, and I ended up falling asleep.
I was doing something else while this happened, and then I heard the screen went black because he put Von Wagner's head on the steps. Well, actually, Von Wagner, if you watch the replay, crawled over to the steps and laid his head down there.
That's fine.
But the idea is that he fucking killed him, smashed his head.
Well, no, if you pay attention storyline-wise the past several weeks about Von Wagner's condition, he was deformed and yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he got after his head. From there was like a fan angle that showed how, if anything, he might have clipped the back because there's already reports.
I don't think he even touched him.
There's already reports. No, I don't think he did either. There's already reports that were saying, I think he really hit him. I think he really smashed his head.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Suspend all disbelief.
It was sold really well on TV with the blackout. And then the announcers sold it really well that he did it. He did it. But with people there, they're going to see that he moved his head at the last second. But I don't know. What do you guys think of a spot like that where someone's going after something? Like you said, they just told this whole story about his deformed head, but he's going to smash it.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's going to be decent. I like the fact that they're making Braun Breaker this monster, and then as soon as, he's skyrocketing whenever he goes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the man. I do, and I like the meaner version of him anyway. But I don't know. There's also rumors maybe it's a call up for either one of them because of this angle or something. So we'll have to wait and see. That's it.
Okay. Beautiful. Because I got a message about the other thing I gotta do. So let's finish this bad boy up.
At the end of the day.
End of the day.
I never saw CJ get so happy when I say the look on your face. You were just so happy. I want to make you happy. And
he
Kelly,
didn't have
the
the
reports
he didn't
are
have
out
the powder.
there. Of course, the reports are out there that he accidentally hit his head, but he didn't hit his head. They did it really well to make it.
Yeah, he didn't hit his head.
At the end of the day, CJ sensation.
At the end of the day, I got cleared from PT, not 100%, to go back to the gym and use common sense. I'm still gonna do a couple more weeks of PT, but you got 2 good shows coming up this weekend. You got IWC Base Brawl. You got Revenge Pro Wrestling up in Erie. Enjoy wrestling. And again, when I go on my rants, please, nobody, don't take offense to it. I'm expressing my point of view, and you are entitled to your opinion. I just happen, even though I've been doing this wrestling racket for 26, 27 years, whatever it is, I'm more of a personal realist in wrestling. Is it a big part of my life? Yes, it is, but it's not my life.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be anybody else's.
Fair.
Unless you're the performer or...
It's a shining example. I mean, we love each other. We were like brothers. I love you guys to death, but at the same time, we don't always agree. And that should be okay. You know,
if you're a good human being and have a decent amount of wits about you, if you're truly friends with somebody, you can disagree and not have it cause a fight or the uproar that fucking someone who has no interaction for your own personal life to upset you.
It happens way too much.
I saw that in Chicago last All Out.
There's way more important things in life than being fucking fed up or arguing with people online about someone who is not real CM Punk. The real person's Phil Brooks. He's not CM Punk.
I get being passionate. Look, I'm a sports fan. I get being passionate.
I'm passionate.
I get, there's passion and there's ridiculousness on top of that. And you're right, CJ. And that's what
a lot of it's been ridiculousness.
I never wanted this show to be like, I mean, I want it to be silly skits. I want it to be us being dumb. I want us disagreeing, us just talking about wrestling, not doing what everyone else does. Sit there and go over every match, tell you what happened. You can go watch the shows if you want to find out what happened. We're just here to talk shop. And it just goes to show that, 2 guys can sit down and just talk about what happened in wrestling and enjoy it. We say enjoy it all the time. I mean, we want to show it. Doc, at the end of the day, my brother.
Hey, at the end of the day, I acknowledge Gunther as the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Number 2, I acknowledge that everybody should watch wrestling and just enjoy it, folks. Don't get too far into the backstage shit. Enjoy the stories. You're not there. Yeah, fun with it. Enjoy it. And I still look like a Muppet, and Hulk Hogan still sucks. Oh, my.
He can suck, wow. But he's sober. So
he's sober, and he, along with Vince McMahon, put wrestling on the map. So remember, Kenna, train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins.
Thanks, guys. At the end of the day, lines are up 7-0.
Oh, cool. I'm fine with that.
Go Chiefs. Comments on Moss St. Brown, so I have him on.
All right, I'm out.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace and positive vibes. We'll see you next week as we try to make more sense of wrestling. Miss Ray.
Go, Falcons! And I'm out.
I'm at a black and white gala. So no, I am not watching.
CJ wasn't here. I had to.
Hey, it works. He's gonna call off next week for that one. You watch.
In rarity, it's still funny.
All right, people, we love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Next week.
Undefeated.